Hi Sarah, Dr. Jester here. Wanted to go over your monotheism paper. So one of the first things I wanted to look at is the Lopes-Wright report on this. I always try to consider these, evaluate them, and look at them and see how I can help and make sure that everything's in line with what Lopes-Wright is looking for, which is quoted text that is not documented correctly. And then there's another issue that students usually aren't aware of, which is also an issue. In your case, I want you to look at this right here, 54% quoted text. This is where we have a problem on the paper. So similarities scores are never supposed to be above 20%, and this is not either. What this means is that a little over half of your document is actually quoted material, which means that you have too many quotes and are allowing your sources to make too much of your argument. So for example, if you just look down through here, a lot of this is quoted material. And just going on further down, you've got some more in various places. And that does include even when you quote scripture verses. It's going to do the same thing. You've got a block quote here. All of this right here is right here, quoted material plus this right here. So the point is too many block quotes. The point is, when you have too many quotes in your document, you're allowing the source to make your argument. And the way you change that is reference the source. Change the words to your own. Go ahead and reference that source. But cut down on the number of quotations. If you're going to talk about what this person says, rather than using their words, just give their ideas. If you use 3 or more of their words, then you must, of course, quote that. But when you have a lot of quotations in there, it's just saying that your originality score is too high. That means there's not enough of your own original thought. So your voice gets lost in all this. And that's the whole point of this. If your voice gets lost, then it's no longer your paper. It is the scholar's paper. You're just giving what their ideas are. And that's not the intent of this. It has to be from you. Use the scholarship to reinforce that. Now, what we'll need to do for this, unfortunately, I always, on the first go-round, if it's around 30%, I'll let you slide on that the first time. With it being at 54%, I do have to have a revision on that, which means you're going to have to cut down on the number of quotes, find another way and means to reference that document without necessarily using the direct quote from the document. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions on that, please send me a text, email, anything you can do to contact me, and I'll be glad to help straighten that out for you. But again, summarize more and quote less. If you're going to reference a verse of scripture, don't necessarily quote the scripture. Just say, God says in the beginning that he's going to create people in the world. And you don't have to quote in the beginning God created. You can just say Genesis 1 gives us the idea of creation and God in the beginning. So summarize more, quote less. If you have any questions, let me know.